Yo.
What's up guys, I'm Code Gray, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a little review on this, the Cardo Freecom 4X. Now I've had this unit maybe 2 weeks now. We're going to go over some things that I really like about this unit, a couple things I don't really care for too much, and we're definitely going to go over some things that you really need to know before you decide to purchase this unit. But we're going to do this on the bike. So let me finish getting geared up and we'll get going. All right, let's talk about the Cardo Freecom 4X. Now, before I actually start this review, I need to go over a couple things for full transparency. Now, one of the things is this is the very first comm unit I've ever purchased. So that means I have absolutely nothing to compare it to. So all my opinions are completely fresh. Now the other thing that I need to say is that I have not had the chance to test out the connection function with other riders. I only know one other person with a Cardo, and we haven't had a chance to meet up. So I can't really give my opinion on that because I haven't used that function yet. So as you guys can tell, I didn't do an unboxing for this unit. Couple reasons. Some people don't really like unboxing videos. They consider it kind of a waste of time. And for me, unboxing videos, depending on what they're unboxing, some I'll watch, some I don't. Just due to the fact that you know, when you buy something, it's almost like a Christmas present. You kind of like to see it for yourself the first time. But I will say this, the packaging, it's nice. It's good packaging. Also, I should say before we start this video is that I'm not going to really give you any kind of tutorial. Reason being is Cardo actually has a very good tutorial on YouTube that you can check out for this unit. It goes over everything. It's a lot more in-depth, and they do a lot better job than I could, so we'll skip that. Okay, so I purchased this unit about 2 weeks ago on Amazon. It cost me about $170, $180, somewhere around there. Didn't take long to deliver. Actually, the next day, surprisingly fast. Installation was pretty straightforward, fairly easy. What you do get in the packaging, of course, is you get the Cardo unit, the mount. And you get 2 separate ways to attach it to your helmet. You get a clip that you can slide under the side of your helmet, or you get a sticky pad where you just stick it to it. And as you can tell, I decided to go with the sticky pad. The only reason I did that is because the clip, even though it will fit on my helmet is an R1 Air, and there are air bladders inside my helmet, which interfered with the way the clip sat inside the helmet. So I decided to just go ahead and stick it to the helmet. Now you'll get also separate sticky pads for mounting your microphones. You get 2 separate microphones, one for a full face helmet and one for a open face helmet. Okay, now let's go over some of the things that I actually like quite a bit about this. All the functions that I have used on this so far, like I said, I haven't tested Cardo to Cardo communications yet. I haven't tested that yet. But of the functions that I have used, all have worked perfectly. This unit has voice activation. It works just fine. No matter how I say it, it understands what I'm saying and works perfectly. Yeah, so far I listen to music. I use GPS. With this unit, you can get what they call a speed dial function. You set you could choose favorites, but you have one option for a speed dial. The person that you want to call the most, or you find most important, or whatever, you set that number for your speed dial number, and then you'll just tell Cardo, you'll say, hey Cardo, speed dial, through the voice activation, and it'll call that number. Works just fine. Now there's a couple caveats to this that you need to know about, because the instructions kind of gloss over this a little bit. So after a couple of times messing around, I figured it out. It didn't take long, but after you have the Cardo connected to your phone or synced up with your phone and everything like that, you'll turn your unit on and you'll hear it say phone connected. Now yes, your Cardo is connected to your phone, but it is not connected to the app that you have installed on your phone. So you have to make sure that once you turn your unit on and it says phone connected, you have to open up your phone and activate the Cardo app. Otherwise, none of the voice commands will work, none of the button commands will work, because it's not really connected to the app. It's only connected to the phone. Which, if it's only connected to the phone and you happen to be using the GPS, because I use Google Maps, which works perfectly fine, it'll recognize that. But if you start using voice commands and trying to activate music and speed dial, any of the other functions, it won't happen until you actually connect it to the app. Now another caveat with that was the speed dialing. Now this could be just my phone. I set my wife's phone number as my speed dial, and my first few tries, it just wouldn't call. I couldn't get it to work. I didn't really know what was going on. So I started going through my phone. Now my phone, for some reason, when I save a phone number, it saves two different numbers. The regular phone number, but the area code, the way it's set up, is a little bit different. One save has the area code in parentheses, and the other save has the area code, no parentheses, but it's just dash, like 555 dash 555, whatever, For some reason, it was set to the one with parentheses. So I had to switch it over to the one without parentheses, and then it started working just fine. Now, like I say, that could just be my phone, but if you happen to come across something like that, double check the way your phone saves numbers. Okay, I know one of the burning questions you guys have is, how is the sound? Well, this unit came with the 40mm JBL speakers. Now, before I installed this, I watched the video that Cardo had on YouTube about the whole thing, and I installed it the way they said to. So that's what I did. I took the padding out, put the speakers in, but the speakers were not quite lined up with my ears, but pretty close, which I figured would be okay. And honestly, it wasn't okay. I started playing music and trying the GPS, and man, I gotta be honest, it didn't sound good at all. I had zero bass to any of the music. I mean, none. And everything sounded, the treble was very high. Everything kind of had like a tinny sound. It wasn't good. So okay, let me go through my app and make sure I have everything set. So you have some equalizer controls a little bit that comes with the app. I made sure bass boost was on, treble was down a little bit. It helped slightly, but I mean very slightly. So I went through my phone, and the settings in your phone will affect the sound on your Cardo. So I went through all that, made sure separate bass boosts were on, and went through the equalizer in my phone, made a few different settings, which helped slightly, but still, it just wasn't the greatest. I was very unimpressed. So I know someone that also uses a Cardo, I contacted him, which is Ben from Bike Spirits and Brews, and started talking with him about it and see if he had any thoughts on the matter. And he asked me how the speaker alignment was. I said it's pretty close, you know, to being lined up with my ears. And good thing I did talk to him, because when you mount your speakers into your helmet, you can't be pretty close with these things. They have to be spot on in line with your ear holes. Let me reiterate, speaker placement inside your helmet is critical. They do not say this in any of the tablature that you get. They do not say this on any of the paperwork that you get, and they don't really, they kind of gloss over it a little bit on the instructions, the instructional video. But let me say again, speaker placement is so important. So what I did is, there's a couple of pads, which I forgot to mention, that come with your unit. They're to help bring the speakers closer to your ears. Well, I put those inside the indents inside my helmet, so I had a lot more area to stick the speakers, because it's Velcro. I got those in there. I was able to realign my speakers perfectly in line with my ear holes. Now I gotta tell you, once I did this, the difference wasn't minor. The difference was enormous. The sound quality improved so much. So all of a sudden I have bass. I can hear everything really well. Yes, everything sounds so much better. So I will reiterate one more time, make sure your speakers are perfectly in line with your ear holes. Okay, so now let's go over a couple of things that I don't really care for this unit. One, and now this could be just because it's a new unit, the buttons on it aren't exactly the easiest to press down. Yes, you can do it with your gloves. It can still be done. But it's awkward just because they're so hard to push. Okay, the next thing that I don't really care for is the volume control and the voice commands. Okay, it goes in sections. Okay, now the volume jump in these sections, it's pretty drastic. So for the voice command, you just say, hey Cardo, volume up, or hey Cardo, volume down. When you say volume up, it's not a small jump, it is a big jump. So it can go from kind of hard to hear, and then that one jump is very loud. Now there is a thumb wheel at the bottom here that you can adjust for more minor adjustments, but for the voice command, it's huge. Okay, now for the last thing that I do not like. This one was kind of a big one. As I stated, some of the things that you get when you purchase this unit, of course I said you get the unit, the mounts, the sticky pads, and all this stuff, and then I also stated that you get 2 microphones. One for a full face helmet like mine, and one for an open face helmet. Now the one for the open face helmet is kind of like a little boom mic that's adjustable. Now the boom mic that you get for your open face helmet, it kind of mounts almost the same way as the one for the full face helmet. It's Velcro, and the boom mic, it's adjustable, so you can move it around and get in the position that you need. When I got the unit, in a sense this is kind of my fault, but when I got the unit, I did not test everything outside the box. I guess I was kind of like a kid on Christmas. I wanted to get it in, get everything installed, and get it working. So that's what I did. I got it in, got it installed to make sure everything was good to go, and I couldn't get a single voice command to work. Then it kind of dawned on me, maybe I should check the microphone. So I pulled out the full face microphone, which is basically just a little microphone with a wire on it, and you just mount that with your sticky pads and Velcro. And I plugged in the boom mic, and what do you know, everything worked perfectly. So Cardo sent me a bad microphone for my full face helmet. Now maybe I should have boxed everything up and sent it back and did all that stuff, but man, I tell you what, I hate that kind of hassle. So I ended up installing the boom mic for a full face helmet, or for an open face helmet, inside my full face helmet. It's not exactly ideal because it's slightly bulky for a full face helmet, and the cord length isn't really long enough to be able to place it exactly where I wanted it. But after quite a bit of finagling, I was able to get it to work. And once I got it installed and got everything placed kind of where I want to, I haven't had a single problem with voice commands yet. Everything works just fine. So in case this happens to you, yes, you can use the open face helmet mic inside of a full face helmet. Okay, so the question is, would I recommend the Cardo Freecom 4X to other people? Yes, I absolutely would. Yes, there's a few quirks that you have to kind of figure out. And even though I was sent a bad microphone, I did have another one to use, so it all worked out at the end. Alright guys, that's my little review of the Cardo Freecom 4X. Hopefully this will help you if this is something that you're interested in purchasing. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm Code Gray. I'll catch you guys in the next one.